Lewis Hamilton will be starting at the back of the grid for the Italian Grand Prix this Sunday, with the British driver taking full responsibility for having a tough start to Sunday's race. The 7-time world champion will need to take a fresh power unit for this weekend at Monza, which takes the Mercedes driver over the prescribed limit for the season, thus forcing the back of the grid start. The British driver is down on his power units in part due to the contact he made with Fernando Alonso at Spa a few weekends ago, when his W13 was launched into the air, landing with a 46G impact that scuppered some of the internal workings of the car, which is still under repair. The third engine I had brand new in Spa is still being worked on, so I can't use it right now, said Hamilton. I have to take a fourth, so that's my doing. We're still hopeful we can use that later on, so I've got to recover the best I can from the back. Now, there are plenty of other grid penalties being enforced this weekend in Italy, including for AlphaTauri's Yuki Tsunoda after his fiasco at the Dutch Grand Prix that saw him pull to the side of the road, loosen his seatbelt, and then return to the track and head to the pit lane to be checked over by his mechanics. The incident gave the Japanese driver his 5th reprimand of the season, which incurs the resulting punishment. He will also take a new engine for this weekend, so he too will be starting towards the back of the grid. Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez are also taking a hit as they take new engine parts for Monza this weekend, with the Mexican taking a 10-place grid penalty for a new internal combustion engine, while Verstappen takes a 5-place hit for a 5th engine of the season. Carlos Sainz will take a new MG UK energy store and gearbox components, taking a 25-place grid penalty, with Valtteri Bottas taking a 15-place penalty for a new ICE, turbocharger and MGU-H. Hope you've all got that. On track on Friday at Monza, and it was Ferrari setting the pace in FP1 to give the Tifosi hope of a red car taking top spot on the podium this weekend. Charles Leclerc was just under 0.08 of a second faster than his teammate Carlos Sainz in a Scuderia 1-2 in the first session, with the Spanish driver perhaps not having the smoothest session compared to his teammate after a brief stint across the gravel and the grass in the latter part of the first practice session. Max Verstappen could only go 5th fastest in the first session of the weekend, with Lewis Hamilton and George Russell both ahead of him. In FP2, it was Carlos Sainz's turn to blaze the trail for Ferrari, with the Spaniard 0.14 of a second ahead of Max Verstappen in second. Charles Leclerc was in third to put Verstappen in a Scuderia sandwich on the timing charts, while Lando Norris in the McLaren was able to go 4th fastest ahead of both Mercedes drivers, perhaps a faint hope that a weekend similar to last year's Italian Grand Prix isn't perhaps off the table for the Woking-based outfit. Continued coverage of the Italian Grand Prix, of course, on GPFans.com, GPFans Global on Twitter, Instagram and TikTok as well, and hit subscribe down below to stick with us here at the YouTube channel.